Hey, what's good, y'all? Blah, blah, blah. What's good with y'all? YouTube. We got Pizzagate. We got Epstein files. They still rolling. They not stopping. And nothing is going to happen like came to that conclusion. We already knew that, though. They get to talking about aliens and stuff. I don't know if any of that was true. We should cover that next.
World where the top 1%, the elites of our society, the ruling class, the ones who run the government and are pulling the strings behind everything, are secretly involved in some of the most
Pulling the strings behind everything. They're not even pulling the strings behind closed scenes no more. They don't care. They just shooting. Like they just letting it all loose. You know what I'm talking about? It's because these geezers, right? They're at the door. You know, the door with the reaper behind it. And some of them are so greedy that they're willing to fulfill their gluttonous needs, right? And in the process of fulfilling their gluttonous needs, they're willing to tank the whole country, tank future generations, as long as they get what they want, as long as they could fulfill what they want. It's like Full Metal Alchemist. Like in Full Metal Alchemist, when the people that ran the government went totally, they went for total upheaval, and they like were sacrificing the citizens. That's the point. I'm talking whole transmutation circles and shit. I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but it's kind of like that in real life. We damn nearly at that point.
depraved things that you could ever possibly imagine. I'm getting a feeling of deja vu. I feel like I've heard this story before somewhere. Nowadays,
Shit, AI might be the father from like Full Metal Alchemist and shit. AI might be the father. Let me chill.
it might not be that hard to believe, but back in 2016, this was something that was unfathomable to most people. How's it going, everyone? Welcome or welcome back. My name is Chase, and today we're talking about pizza.
Hey, shout out Chase. It looked like he dropped the fire video and shit. Y'all go fuck with him. Chase with a Y.
So when Pizzagate started gaining traction during the heated 2016 election cycle on places like Poll, 4chan's political board, it wasn't hard to initially dismiss the whole thing as nothing more than a crazy.
But I already know about the Pizzagate stuff, but a lot of people don't know about the Pizzagate stuff. Like, this is my first time seeing this video, but I do know that the Pizzagate stuff allegedly is a place where high class elite people went to gather with each other. My cat's hair and shit all on my face is floating around. I don't know how to get him to stop shedding. I got hair on my nose and shit, but bear with me. But yeah, the high class elite, these people, right? They would gather up into a pizza parlor in D.C., Washington D.C., right outside in my backyard and shit. And D.C. has always been this place like it just got like the air is just it's just different. Like things happen there. I don't know how to explain it, but supposedly they was in the parlor and they was doing things that they shouldn't have been doing, highly illegal things, nefarious things, evil things, and they was supposedly dismembering parts of beings. And I'm trying to keep it YouTube friendly, but yeah, you know, they was on some Jeffrey Dahmer times.
Right conspiracy. But I think it's worth revisiting the theory in modern times, especially in light of recent events. Let me say first and foremost that I have no political bias here, and all I care about is the evidence that has been presented. My goal is not to convince you that Pizzagate is real, nor is it to disprove it. All I'm here to do is present to you
Yeah, I don't know if it's real or not, you know.
theory as a whole and all the supporting evidence, and then you can come to your own conclusions. I'll also note here that I've spent over a month going down this rabbit hole, and every mainstream source is so quick to say that it's debunked and there's no truth behind it at all, but I haven't seen a single one of them actually debunk any of.
Bro, didn't they supposedly have a guy that pulled up out there with like an AK-47 and shit, and he was trying to shoot it up in retribution? But okay.
But you should obviously take their word for it because they probably have hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars even, and I'm just a little chud in my room sitting at my computer, so I'm sure they just have more
I feel it, bro. We just guppies in the ocean, man.
information that I don't and no one else does for some reason. Viewer discretion, of course.
You a big dog though. You got 130K subscribers. Shit, you not no chud in the room or something.
We're talking about some dark shit here, so if you don't want to watch that, this is not the video for you. That all said, I hate to say it, but don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. Thank you so much for watching, and let's get right into it.
Hey, that shit light up.
In 2016,
what the hell?
when
How I do
WikiLeaks
that?
published over 20,000 emails from the inbox of John Podesta.
Oh, he's a beast. Podesta, allegedly, he had a painting, right? He had this painting of young people, very young people, and they were like in a weird, creepy circle. Very I don't want to say Edgar Allan Poe, but more Edgar Allan No. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just weird. Like they were all like in hospital gowns, and they looked like. It just didn't look like a good painting that you'd want to hang. But he hung it up because he's a sick person. And these are the type of people that run the government we live under. And you got this demon wench next to him. It's sad world we living in. This demon wench and this motherfucking, I don't believe in the devil, but man, come on, bruh. This a demon too. Demon semen. Shit.
Campaign chairman during her presidential run. Immediately after these leaks were published, people online began scanning these emails line by line, finding many strange references.
Allegedly. Man, for real, it's really not allegedly. Fool. These politicians not good people. I don't care. Left or right, they really not good people. I don't think that's fucked up. I'm an independent. I could say that. There's a few amount of them that are good people. It's not all for majority of things in this walks of life. You know what I'm saying? It's not all, but with the politicians, 70 to 80. More majority, probably 90. I ain't going not 90. That's crazy. I'm gonna say 70% of them are pretty shit people though. Let's be honest. Or, yeah, 70%. Yep. Because you got these people in politics and in the government that we don't even know about, and they pull strings, and they have power, and they have black operations and black projects, and they know about things in this world and there's a government that we just don't know about. And they won't tell people about. Like, so, yeah, I would say 70, and that's being generous, okay?
That sparked suspicion that there was something more going on here. Before we go over some of these emails, it's important to note here that while the interpretations of the coded language within the emails is unsubstantiated, the emails themselves are completely legitimate. The Podesta emails were reviewed and confirmed to be authentic by multiple US intelligence agencies, including the CIA, FBI, and the NSA, which is the National Security Agency. So while the interpretations of these emails can be debated, nobody is disputing the authenticity of the emails themselves.
But they was talking about rituals and shit. At least in the emails I seen, they was talking about rituals and all types of occultic acts. But then again, the people that made this country was in the occult, so you shouldn't be surprised. Go open, man.
Of course, I can't talk about all 20,000 emails here, and most of them are mundane and irrelevant to what we're here to talk about today, but here are a few of the most notable ones that helped fuel the initial theory. One of the first emails that really caught people's attention was sent by Susan Sandler, a philanthropist and political donor who did donate.
Ooh, she look creepy already, bro. Look at those boggly ass eyes. Googly eye. Chill, let me chill, bro. I'm growing. Philanthropist. Whenever you see the word philanthropist, run, nigga. Okay. You ever see the word philanthropist, run. You ever see somebody of this doctrine and clad say they're a philanthropist, you side-eye them. You got to.
Hillary Clinton's 2016 campaign run.
Philanthropist with what needs? What you do? I ain't heard about you. Nobody heard of you. There's no stories about you being some philanthropist, some Robin Hood, some charitable person. Like, come on, bruh.
John Podesta. The email reads, "Hi John, the realtor found a handkerchief. I think it has a map that seems pizza related. Is it your ruse? They can send it if you want. I know you're busy, so feel free not to respond if it's not yours or you don't want it. I just came from checking the field house and I have a square cloth handkerchief, white with black, that was left on the kitchen island. Happy to send it via mail if you let me know where I should send it." It's not hard to see why this would catch people off guard. What is a map that seems pizza related on a handkerchief? What the fuck does that even mean? Well, coincidentally, the handkerchief code is a color-coded system that people use to communicate their interests and pleasures non-verbally. Different colors relate to different acts or things that people are into, and I will not elaborate farther on that. If it's that important to you, you can look that up on your own.
I don't even want to know, bruh. I feel you. That's why I barely like even. I really want. Let me. I don't like these videos for real like that because it is pretty cringe, man. Like there's really evil in this world, man. For real.
These people are like old boomers, so maybe they just communicate differently and they have some dementia going on. But again, what is a pizza-related map? What even is that? Another email that caught people's attention was sent to John Podesta by Herbert Sandler, who was at the time a co-CEO of Golden West Financial Corporation, a major political donor to the Clinton campaign. Now Herbert Sandler is burning in hell. I'm joking. Rest in peace, Herbert Sandler. I'm sure he did nothing wrong at all. Mary and John, I think you should give notice when changing strategies which have been long in place. I immediately realized something was different by the shape of the box, and I contemplated who would be sending me something in the square-shaped box. Lo and behold, instead of pasta and wonderful sauces, it was a lovely, tempting assortment of cheeses. Yummy. I'm awaiting the return of my children and grandchildren from their holiday travels so that we can demolish them. Thank you so much. I hope you and your gang are well. I miss you both. Best wishes, Fro, a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Herb. P.S. Do you think I'll do better playing dominoes on cheese than pasta? The thing that stood out as weird to people is that last line.
Bro, like who said shit like this? Who on their right mind? What you typing? It's an email. You know these people be on the computers. They got desktops more than likely. And you are typing this on the keyboard. Do you think I'll do better playing dominoes on cheese than on pizza? Huh? Like, bruh. And these people have power, bro. It just. We live in no crazy world. This just gotta be a part of the simulation because there's no way. What is this?
Worded in such a strange way. People don't typically refer to eating something as being on something. People online began theorizing that cheese and pasta and these terms used for food were actually code word for something else. That something else being kids. And I know that's quite the leap in logic to make, but it's not the only example of strange references to food in these emails. Like this email sent from Tony Podesta, John Podesta's brother, would love to get a pizza for an hour. Like again, what does that mean?
Hey, lock these people up, bro. Lock them up. Lock them up, man. I'm tired. They need to open a new jail for these people. Matter of fact, open an island. Oh, actually, y'all going to Mars, send them to another planet. Shit, they could be test subjects. They should be test subjects, right? It's only fair. I mean, it's only fair. They got like 10, 15, 20 if they lucky years. I mean, send them to Mars, do the little test subject, let them find out. Let them pay for their sins, man. It's only fair. Y'all don't want to. So send them to Mars.
If we're just talking about lunch, that is not a normal way to say that. Imagine your friend gets a hold of you and they say, "Hey dude, you want to go get a pizza for about an hour?" Like, what? What does that mean? This one is in a long chain of emails, so I'll spare you from me reading the entire.
It's so crazy to me, bruh. Because if it's like a drug dealer And you was to say, I need if they if they was wiretapping a drug dealer and they said I need some Miley Cyrus, one Miley Cyrus and one Hillary Duff. I don't know what the fucking Hillary Duff is. I'm just saying shit, bro. Or Paris Hilton or some shit, bro. Paris Hilton and a Miley Cyrus. Bro, the feds would use that to arrest him ASAP. He will go to jail, okay? He's going to jail. I'm telling you right, he's going to jail. But these guys get to talk like this on these emails and nothing happens. Nothing is going to happen. This is crazy, bruh.
Thing, but the part that stood out to people here was Bonnie will be Uber service to transport Ruby, Emerson, and Maeve Lozado, 11, 9, and almost 7, so you'll have some farther entertainment, and they will be in that pool for sure. Excuse me? What? That obviously sounds really bad, and unfortunately there's no context that makes it sound any better. And it just gets weirder because there's a whole nother rabbit hole to go down with this woman. Reportedly, Lozado ran a website known as Evie's Crib, which was kind of like a blog. It's hard to confirm because as soon as people started talking about this, it was removed almost immediately. But if this blog is real, it looks really bad. The website apparently featured many pictures of Lozado around young children, including her step-granddaughter, Evie. The header of the website reads,
Bro, y'all remember John Legend's like wife or some shit was posting all that weird stuff about children? She was posting like pizza. She's talking about pizza. Hold up, bro. This is a side note. I gotta pull this shit up because I might be tripping. I don't think I'm tripping though. Sadly, I really don't think I'm tripping. This is a fucked up world. John Legend wife. What's her name, fool? That's one. John Legend wife. Chrissy Teigen. Wench. Okay. Hold the fuck up. She said, F this, I love them because I like to see my toppings on top of cheese. Hey, bro, lock them up, bro. I knew I wasn't tripping. You see? Hold up, bro. This is crazy, bro. What the fuck is going on? This is crazy. They need to go to jail. No, she need to go to jail, bro. For real, bro. She need to go to jail. That's crazy. She said about 500 Pizza Hut locations will close in the next year. She quote this. She said, F this. I love them because I like to see my toppings on top of the cheese. Long live the Hut. But also, let's work on our sauces. What? What the heck, bro? She says seeing little girls do the splits is just, I want to put myself in jail. She says she want to put herself in jail. I'm just reading what she said, bro. She said 2 slices of pizza are equivalent to swallowing 3 spoons of warm oil. Do you feel like eating pizza now? Yep. I mean, she might just be a weirdo who likes tweeting about pizza. But who says I'm going to jail over pizza, bro? Who says I'm going to jail over pizza, bro? These people, bruh. She even said I'm going to jail over pizza. And so I'm not crazy. I'm not some dude cooped up in his room just yapping. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just, you feel me? I'm not just, like what? I am going to jail over pizza. Chrissy Teigen, check mark, before you could buy them. Okay. This is insane, right? Let's get back to the video. Because I never thought I'd see the day we living in a world where some shit like this get to fly. And nobody... Okay.
Lynn is growing up. Soon she will be the queen of the entire US of A. Right now, for a limited time only, you can spend some time with her online, raw and uncut. Take advantage of this now, as in the future she will have the power of life and death over you. First of all, why are people spending time online with your granddaughter at all? And then raw and uncut, that is just a really weird way to describe that. Whoever was running this website categorized these posts with labels so you can find exactly what you're looking for easily. Posts were labeled under categories such as psychopath, evil white bitch, filth, malpractice, discomfort, manipulation, and Ambien.
I need that. I wish, bro. I wish that was
Ambien,
real.
for those who don't,
I wish that shit was real. After this video, I just blink. Like, what? If I had one of those, life would just be phenomenal. Like, what? You could just forget all the bad things they just bloop delete.
is a prescription drug that is classified as a hypnotic and is used to treat insomnia short term. One of the side effects of Ambien is that it wipes your memory. Many people have no recollection of anything else that occurred or what they did after dosing. Why would that be a category on this blog that she apparently uses to post pictures of her children and grandchildren? That's really anyone's best guess. Another picture on this blog shows a baby after bath time, and while not inherently sinister, it's definitely a little bit weird even though you can't see anything. But the caption here is what really stands out. It ends with, "Unrated version of this photo available only to premium subscribers." At the absolute best, if this website is real, which again I can't confirm, this is an incredibly weird and tasteless joke to make. This is something that I feel uncomfortable even saying right now. The last email we'll cover for right now is sent by Maria Abramovich to Tony Podesta and later forwarded to his brother John Podesta.
Make him walk the
Google
plank.
describes Abramovich as a conceptual performance artist who has pushed the boundaries of performance art as a visual art form since the 1970s. Personally, I would just say that she's a freak, but anything is art, right? Dear Tony, I am so looking forward to the spirit cooking dinner at my place. Do you think you will be able to let me know if your brother is joining? All my love, Marina. Marina Abramovich.
But who says stuff like that? Spirit cooking dinner. Spirit cooking dinner. Spirit cooking dinner. I've never heard that. In all my years of life, I've never heard somebody say spirit cooking dinner. Unless they were occultic, they would say something similar of the sorts. Or if you were playing Harry Potter or I don't know. I don't even think they're saying something like that in Harry Potter. For real, for real. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, we're living in wild times right now. Wild times, for real.
I think I called her Maria a second ago, but anyways, it seems innocent enough at first glance. But what is spirit cooking? I mean, probably just some unconventional or traditional way of cooking if I had to guess, but it actually turns out that's not what it is at all. You see, spirit cooking is an art form or occult ritual invented by a...
They're occult, man. But like I said earlier, the people that made this country was in the occult too, and that's not allegedly. And YouTube can't do nothing about that because it's in a book. They was in the occult. I'm not saying they was doing this, but they was in the occult. They wasn't religious. They wasn't religious, bro. They wasn't pressed to go to church every damn Sunday. They probably was for political reasons. But after that, they went to their occult practices. You know. They was Freemasons for sure. But who knows? Nah, they was Freemasons, bro. That's just a fact, bro. They was in the occult.
Inspired by the idea that ghosts feed off of intangible things like light, sound, and emotion. For this reason, her recipes involve things like evocative instructions for actions and thoughts, and bodily fluids. A few excerpts from her cookbook are as follows. With a sharp knife, cut deeply into your middle finger of your left hand, eat the pain. Look in the mirror for as long as it is necessary for your face to disappear. don't eat the light. A moment ago, I referred to spirit cooking as an art project or an occult ritual, and I wasn't being facetious. This is how Abramovich herself views her work. In an AMA on Reddit, Marina says herself that the context is what makes something art or not. Quote, "Everything depends on which context."
That's not art, bro. They sick. They're sick. Even if it was art, that's like a sick version of like some Edgar Allan Poe. Like I was joking earlier when I said that, but this whole experience is like some Edgar Allan Poe. Like it's just some sick stuff going on. Like what the heck? Wow.
For doing what you are doing. If you are doing the occult magic in the context of art or in a gallery, then it is art. If you're
Dummy.
doing it in a different context, in spiritual circles or private house or on TV shows, it is not art. The intention, the context for what it is made, and where it is
There's
made.
no such thing as occult art because when you put the same energy that you put into the same ritual of some sort, but you're calling it art, but you still put forth the same energy into it. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, you're going to more than likely get the same result because the people that you put that forth onto have no idea, and they're most likely clueless to what they're looking at, and you are clueless to what they're looking at, and even that, in a sense, gives them it gives them something they could feed off. We talking about very different people, man.
Finds what art is or not. So in her own words, they are doing an occult ritual. If you're curious to see this spirit cooking, you can find a video online of Abramovich giving one of these artistic performances herself as demonstration. The video shows Abramovich writing phrases from her cookbook on a wall in pig's blood and then dousing the statue of a small child in it. Now, of course, there's no way to say for sure if John Podesta attended this spirit cooking event or
Hey, that's crazy, bro. They doing woo. Why they gotta do that to the woo? A pig blood is crazy. Damn. I ain't gonna lie. When I was a kid, they did sacrifice a goat or some shit for me. I ain't gonna lie to you. But my folks African, so you know that's different.
But coincidentally, in photographs from around that time, John Podesta can be seen with a band-aid on his left hand's middle finger. And people online have also mentioned that his hands, and particularly his fingers, are awfully scarred, as if they've been deeply wounded repeatedly. But I'm sure that's unrelated. Clearly, these are really bad optics, and we've already reached a point where the absolute best case scenario is that these people are involved in the occult and are doing blood rituals in private. People who are powerful, ruling class members of society are being invited to, in private, perform ceremonies and worship old world gods like Moloch and Baal, but more on that.
They do that. They do that. What you mean? They really living like that. Man, they been living like that. I'm trying to tell y'all since the 1800s. Just passing the torch, man. Come on now. You get up in these fields and you don't want to get with the get down. Look what happened to JFK. All right. Y'all better start paying attention.
This is where James Alefantis and his world-famous pizza come in, and it only gets weirder. So who is James Alefantis? Well, he's an entrepreneur who owns Comet Ping Pong, a pizza restaurant located in Washington, D.C., and also a location that was frequently mentioned in the Podesta emails. He's also one of the most powerful and influential people in the nation that you've never heard of. Despite being nothing more than a restaurant owner, GQ listed him as one of the 50 most powerful people in Washington in an article published in 2012. GQ writes, liberal 20-somethings in khakis drink beer and eat pizza at Alefantis-owned Comet Ping Pong. More established progressives wine and dine next.
How, bro? I never heard of that place, bro, until the bad news came. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even probably 30 miles away from where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? It's in my backyard. Comet Ping Pong, whatever. It's in my backyard. And this guy was on the whatever magazine, top 50 men, whatever. And I never even heard of the restaurant. It's crazy to me. Like, until this tragic events occurred. So, who knows? My uncle knew about it though. Um, he told me that supposedly, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna put this little disclaimer in there. My uncle did tell me that he didn't believe none of that because he already knew about the place and he like drove past it like damn nearly every day, and because he didn't see anything that he don't believe it. Mind you, the nigga don't eat pizza. I don't remember the last time. I've never seen him buy a pizza in my life. That nigga eat fufu, but that's a story for another day.
At Alphonsus owned Buck's Fishing Camping. Alphonsus is also the board president of Transformer, the contemporary art gallery that shamed the Smithsonian for removing an installation offensive to right-wingers. When it comes to DC radical chic, Alphonsus is unsurpassed. If you don't know him, you aren't wearing your scarf right. So basically, this restaurant owner is the pretentious king of the woke. And if you're left-wing and you don't know who James Alphonsus is, you must not be wearing your scarf right. Get out of my pizza shop, you peasant. When it comes to radical chic in DC, I am undefeated. Anyways, if this guy is one of the 50 most powerful people in our nation's capital, he must make some pretty good pizza, or have connections somewhere else, right? Well, James Alphonsus is a gay man who was involved in a relationship with David Brock, who was chief of Media Matters, a major media organization tied to the Democratic Party, until he left in 2022. David Brock also founded Correct the Record, a super PAC created in 2016 to support the Clinton campaign. At a surface level, this doesn't seem that weird, and it does help explain some of the political power and influence that James Alphonsus.
Nah, bro, it's weird, bro. Why all these people got ties to Clinton? Why Clinton always? Because he is, bruh. Bill Clinton always getting drawn up into these affairs, bro. These people always. The philanthropist that was tied with the Podestas was a philanthropist that donated to the Clinton Foundation, and, bruh. It's crazy. I mean, from the outside looking in, there's nothing wrong with this guy. But once you start hearing the fact he's on the cover of a magazine, he's never been heard of, nobody knows who he is, he got ties to the Clinton Foundation, it's kind of strange. But from the outside looking in, he just looks like a rich man. You know what I'm saying? Just a rich man living his life, right?
Has. But then people found his Instagram account, at Jimmy Comet, and as you can probably guess, it only gets weirder. We'll start with this picture that he had up on his Instagram showing a young child being held in a man's arms. Nothing wrong with that, but the caption of this picture is hashtag chicken lovers. Chicken lover
Bro, that's
is
weird though, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. That's weird, bro. Chicken lovers.
Not weird, and it does help explain some of the political power and influence that James Alphonsus has. But then people found his Instagram account, at Jimmy Comet, and as you can probably guess, it only gets weirder. We'll start with this picture that he had up on his Instagram showing a young child being held in a man's arms. Nothing wrong with that, but the caption of this picture is hashtag chicken lovers. Chicken lover is well-known coded language that was used in the 1994 documentary film Chicken Hawk that focuses on homosexual relationships with a large age gap. An age gap so large
That's crazy. And like I said, when I said they just passed the torch, y'all do know this stuff stems back to ancient Greece, right? See, back in ancient Greece, they used to have these philosophers and these apprentices, and like apprentices would even follow behind the artists, and there was apprentices in war and whatnot. And you know what's the wild thing about this? This is historical fact. So YouTube, you can't say nothing to me, but yes, they would have relations with their apprentice, and it wouldn't be called ped. You know, I don't even think I can say that word on here, but it wouldn't be called p-filing. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be that. So it was just the culture. Like the 300 Spartans, they was doing their due, and supposedly Alexander the Great himself was, you know, dibbling and dabbling as an apprentice and all and up. Yeah, man. And so when you see things like this with these rich politicians and whatnot, they know about these things, and that's probably why they still do it, or supposedly maybe a cult members. I'll say that. I won't say politicians, just because somebody's a rich politician. I don't think they're this evil. I think this is like the in crowd. To be honest, I don't think. I think it's probably 30% of politicians that are like doing this shit. Not even 30, for like 10%. I'm gonna be honest with you, cause you gotta be real evil, bro. You gotta be real evil. Real evil. And if it was that many people, if it was in the 70% or the 60%, the secret would have been out. It would have been exposed. But look, I'm just rambling. I'm just a guy in my room. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, for real, for real. I'm not gonna hold you. So yeah, smoked a blunt earlier. Don't listen to me.
That it makes the relationship itself criminal. There's also this image that appears to be of a walk-in cooler being referred to as the kill room in the comments. Alphonsus captioned this picture, "Oh yeah, this looks fun," and then he went into the comments under his own post and wrote #murder. And like with everything else here, this is really only barely scratching the surface. There are countless weird pictures and captions from the Jimmy comment Instagram, and if we went through all of them, we would be here all day. There's this picture of a young child with euros in his mouth, and Jimmy comment writes, #Karis James loves spending euros. There's this picture of a baby doll holding a sign that says, German baby, $1,200. Please do not.
Lock them up, man. Lock them up. I'm tired. Lock them up. Lock these people up, bruh. I just show you the Chrissy Teigen stuff, right? I don't know if he's going to cover Chrissy Teigen in this video, but it just shows you how she doesn't know this man at all, but she's using the same vocabulary as this guy and the same code-worded term that if from the outside looking in, you would think the bitch just wanted Pizza Hut, right? That's what you think. Sadly, you be mistaken. Because it's too much smoke in this. It's way too much smoke. Like, huh? Like, what? That's like if they told you 1,000 people, like, broke into the bakery and ate all the cookies, nigga. And you go out and you see these people and they got crumbs of cookies on their face. You see it clear as day. They even got the chocolate smeared on their chin. And they tell you they ain't eat no cookies. They don't know what you talking about. Like, huh? That's like what these little amount of politicians and rich people is like, bruh. Cause what? Like, y'all is as clear as day wilding. And then you gonna look somebody dead in the eye and say, I don't know what you talking about. I didn't. I'm just being holy. I'm just being wholesome.
Jimmy comment writes, way overpriced.
Go God.
There's this picture of a young child with their hands taped to a ping pong table. And in the comments again, someone else writes, #Karis James. Karis James seems to be a recurring thing referenced in Jimmy comments captions and comments, and it's really anyone's best guess what that could be. But coincidentally, there is a small Caribbean island or island named Little St. James.
That's Jeffrey's home. Jeffrey's island. Like, he's a crazy person. This dude had an island. Imagine blackmailing people to the point you bought an island. Imagine how much stuff you had on these people to the point you could acquire an island. You done blackmailed the president. You done blackmailed the president's right hand man. You done blackmailed the president's wife. You done blackmailed the president's underlings. You done blackmailed the somebody else in the government. You done blackmailed somebody in the CIA. You done blackmailed a scientist. You done, and now you get an island. Wow, I might be in the wrong profession. Nope, I'm in the right profession. Cause I don't want to get my brains blown out.
Island named Little St. James happened to be owned by a now very famous financier who was from New York.
And no, I want to clarify really, really quickly. I'm not talking about the profession of Epstein and what he was doing, but I'm saying the profession of getting things on politicians. And I'm not saying in the way of there's in the way of whatever the fuck this guy's doing, because he is very nefarious and evil, 1,000%. I just had to clear the air on that 1,000%, because I don't want nobody to catch this and even twist it in any factor and think I'm at anything else, okay? Because there's other ways you could pin these politicians. They do insider trading all the time. They literally get rich, filthy rich off insider trading daily. They take deals from foreign nations. Literally, supposedly Trump went into Venezuela and took the president from Venezuela, held him hostage, right? And he's in America now. He's in an American prison cell. And now they're sending oil from Venezuela. This guy became an oil merchant. He was an oil merchant, made himself an oil kingpin, basically. And now they're taking that oil and sending it to Israel. The same Israel that probably needs the oil after they done did their plundering and pillaging of a people that they've damn nearly genocided them. But, okay. That's what I'm saying. That's just had to clear the air on that. And thankfully, I fired it pretty efficiently. So if it don't land there, you probably need to, I don't know. I don't speak the best English, so shit.
His name in the news recently. And of course, this was years before anyone knew what was happening at that island. That wouldn't come until 2019. Then people realized that Jimmy Comet's profile picture on Instagram wasn't a picture of him, it was actually a picture of a statue. Nothing weird about that, except that this specific statue was the statue of Antinous. Antinous was a Greek pubescent who got involved in a relationship with Roman Emperor Hadrian, who was in his late 40s, and he's specifically known as the Greek boy lover. Now, this wasn't seen as anything.
So he did get into it. I told y'all, bro. It's deep in the weeds of this history, man. This historical text is in there, man. Like, these people was really getting down like that. Apprentice, and it's the culture, man. Like, supposedly Alexander the Great himself, they was,
in the ancient world societal norms, but of course we look at that a lot differently today. And this easily could have just been a coincidence, but in the bigger picture and everything else being considered, it's not hard to see why it would raise some questions. And that's really what this entire theory is based off of. How many coincidences are you willing to overlook in order to believe the official narrative that there's nothing else going on here? Even if you think this is just a bunch of conspiracy nonsense, it's not hard to see why so many people buy into it, because in order to believe there's nothing else going on, you have to chalk so many things up to coincidence and just overlook them. The cryptic emails, the occult rituals being mentioned in the emails, the profile picture.
Bro, don't tell me he got some shit like this in his house. That'd be crazy.
Pictures posted on the Instagram. And there's also the elephant in the room of why is this man who is attracted to other men, so he has no kids of his own, spending so much time around so many different young...
They be weirdos, bro. They be weirdos. They be weirdos. People that be obsessed with kids and they don't have kids, well, man, I look at you kind of weird. You're a weirdo, bro. I don't know, cause me as a 25-year-old man, even when I if I go smack at a girl and shit, and I find out she got kids, I be kind of like I'm kind of like, I don't even want to, I'm cool for her. It's nothing against kids or nothing. I just I'm good. I don't really want to deal with the kids and whatnot. It ain't my kids, shit. I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm just it's just I'm good, bro. Unless it's my niece or something. I play with my niece. That's my niece, bro. You feel me? A nephew. I play with nephew. That's blood and shit. Or like my friends' kids and shit. That's cool and shit. But like random people's kids is just I can't, bro. Like even romantic interest for real, bro. Like so I do not know how a gay man. But then again, I don't know how. Yeah, that's different. For real. I don't really do. Yeah, that's different. I can't really speak on that for real.
Children. Putting aside the weird context and captions of these pictures, who even are these children? And clearly I'm not the only one wondering that, because even Snopes notes how strange his Instagram was and how James Alefantis does not have any children, and neither do his closest associates. And they also note how it was privated only 2 days after it was found, so clearly he knew how bad this all looked.
Nah, boy, it is really weird to be infatuated with kids as a man. I ain't gonna. That's like some womanly duties for real, for real. That's like what girls do, bruh. Like girls could pull that shit off, and even some of them are kind of weird. I ain't gonna hold you. Like them ain't your kids. Them ain't your
They say in the
kids.
same article that Pizzagate is false and it's all nonsense and not real at all. So even they can't just overlook this. They have to address the elephant in the room and be like, yeah, this guy's Instagram page is really fucking weird, and we actually have no clue who these kids are. And again, that's overlooking all the other stuff. Even if we knew how these kids were connected to James Alefantis, the pictures would still be really weird. The context of them, the captions. But on top of all of that, this is a guy with a boyfriend, so the kids clearly aren't his, and his closest
Bruh, hold up,
associates
bruh.
and his friends don't have any
What
children.
the fuck? No offense,
The
bruh.
captions, but on top of all of that,
I'm not
this is
trying
a
to
guy
bed,
with a
bruh.
boyfriend.
I'm not trying to bed, bro. But this dude nose is crazy, bro. Golly. What?
So the kids
Nigga look like that Pokemon, bro. Come here. Hold up. Y'all know what Pokemon I'm talking about. Bro, come here, man. I gotta figure out how to work this Mac shit, dog. Nose pass. Yeah, he look like a nose pass, nigga. Look at this. Golly. That's insane.
aren't his, and his closest associates and his friends don't have any children.
Shit.
While none of this is hard evidence of anything criminal happening, it really does make you wonder what's really going on here, and that's a genuine question. I would love for somebody to explain to me how this is all very innocent in nature and there's nothing weird going on, and I'm open to that explanation, I just haven't heard it. All of this just looks very weird, and it seems like the farther down this rabbit hole you go, you're left with more questions than answers. All I'm saying is that when you connect all the dots together, it really doesn't look good, and it does make you wonder if there's more going on here than what we know. Speaking of connecting the dots, James Alefantis has this picture of Marina Abramovich posted to his Instagram. So at the very least, he's a fan of her work, which I would say isn't exactly normal. I don't think I've ever heard.
Bro, he's a weirdo, bruh. It's okay, bruh. Like, you don't gotta be PG. He's a weirdo. He is a kook. He's weird. He's strange. Let's be honest. The dude's a weirdo.
Met a Marina Abramovich fan, and I think most people don't even know who the hell that is. James Alefantis also has connections to Tony Podesta, John Podesta's brother. Here they are pictured together in what...
So he got links to Bill Clinton Foundation. He got links to Podesta brother. Podesta links to Clinton Foundation. But the feds, they do nothing. They do nothing. They don't care. They don't care. Nothing will happen. But they pulling off Ricos on Young Thug. Hey, let Young Thug get out and start tweaking up. They pull out a Rico on him. Look what they did to Lil Durk. They put out their resources. They know how to do investigation. But when it comes to things like this, so much evidence, even I can see something's going on. Something's alarming. Something is strange. Nothing happened. They don't do nothing. They don't care. They're blind. I don't know. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Seems to be some sort of campaign or fundraiser taking place at Comet. Doesn't really matter, but there they are. Okay, but that could just be a campaign. That doesn't really prove that they know each other, right? Well, here's another picture from the event that is much more candid, and it was posted to Jimmy Comet. He is literally brushing elbows with Tony Podesta in front of a cake, and side note, this guy is absolutely cheesing. Whether they know each other well or not, clearly Alphonsus is very happy to be there next to Tony Podesta. And this just raises even more questions, especially when you look into Tony Podesta's art collection. And that's a whole nother can of worms that I'm not going to open here. All I'll say is that if
You see, I was talking about it earlier, man. There's some weird stuff that I didn't even want to get into really descriptive about because it's cringe. That's what the best way to describe it is off-putting art. It will make you feel weird. No matter who look at it, they're gonna feel weird.
look at this guy's art collection, it feels illegal. It feels like I'm doing something wrong seeing it on my computer and it's all over this guy's walls. When I started researching this, I went in hoping to find answers to some of this, but it doesn't seem like there are any. Everyone's very quick to tell you that this is all conspiracy and it's made up nonsense, and
I'm not pulling that shit up either. I'm not gonna lie to you. I seen that shit like probably 4 years ago or maybe more. I'm good. It's a fuzzy memory, and I'ma hope it disappear.
very well might be the case, but nobody actually shows you where it's been disproven. Now let's talk about some of the symbolism that people have noticed, because I know I've said it a few times at this point, but it really does just get weirder and weirder. In 2007, an FBI document leaked showing specific symbols that predators use to identify each other. While looking at this document, people noticed that these symbols appear quite frequently in businesses, logos, and imagery of not only Comet.
That shit crazy. Like they in the nations of Naruto or some shit. They throwing up the hidden leaf symbol for predators? Bruh. That is crazy. Yeah, these people sick, man. I don't know, bruh. I'ma let it roll, but dog.
Comet Pizza, but surrounding businesses as well. For starters, Comet Pizza had this Play, Eat, and Drink, or PED logo on their website, which many people believe resembles one of these symbols. On the subject of Comet Pizza's website, the website was hacked in 2016, and the hacker shared an apparent members-only section. This members-only area was password protected, but when a password was entered, it brought you to a downloads page. On this page, you're able to download various large zip files, but each one requires a specific download key. Keep in mind, this is a pizza place. What could possibly be the reason to have a members-only section on the website with downloadable files available? And what is in these folders that is so exclusive that each one requires a unique password in order to be able to download it? And this wasn't some staff-only area of the website, which even that wouldn't really make any sense, but there were apparently 110 people in this exclusive pizza club. And again, once this came out, the entire section of the website disappeared, which really does make you wonder why. It's already bizarre that it was there to begin with.
The same reason that blog disappeared. We all know why. Hey, let somebody post another Silk Road and let it just disappear. You still going to jail. Oh shit! I think the person that did Silk Road, they gave him a life sentence. Hold up, bruh. I'll look that up. I don't care. Bro, I need to figure out how to use this Mac shit, man. This shit is crazy. The hell? Why is the Windows is way easier, bro? Motherfucking. What the fuck was I talking about again? Oh, that's crazy, bro. I did all that.
Why was it removed once the public found out about it? Again, assuming this is all real, because I don't have a way to verify it myself at this point. It was apparently deleted 10 years ago, but why did they try to bury it? Why did they try to cover it up? What's there that they don't want you to see? While looking into Comet Pizza, some people noticed something peculiar about the logo of Besta Pizza,
Let me see if
another
I
pizza
remember,
place
dog.
in
'Cause I
Washington,
forgot.
D.C., located exclusive pizza club. And again, once this came out, the entire section of the website disappeared, which really does make you wonder why. It's already bizarre that it was there to begin with, but why was it removed once the public found out about it? Again, assuming this is all real because I don't have a way to verify it myself at this point. It was apparently deleted 10 years ago, but why did they try to bury it? Why did they try to cover it up? What's there that they don't want you to see?
forget.
While looking into Comet Pizza, some people noticed something peculiar about the logo of Besta Pizza, another pizza place in Washington, D.C., located only 2 blocks down from Comet. Besta Pizza's logo is literally the
Hey, shut up, me though. I did forget what I was about to say, but I did work a 12-hour shift today, so I do got a little fog up there. I smoked a blunt earlier too. So anything I say in this video is just entertainment. Okay?
lover symbol from the FBI document. Of course, this could be a coincidence, but again, as soon as people started talking about this online and pointing it out, Besta Pizza immediately changed their logo and removed the symbol. Could they have just genuinely not known this, and then as soon as people start talking about it online, they realize and change it? Yeah, sure. And to be honest, Besta Pizza was kind of put in a lose-lose situation, because if they ignore what's going on and don't do anything, people are going to point to the symbolism and say they're involved. But if they do something like change their logo, people are going to say, oh, well, obviously they did know about this symbolism, and now they're trying to cover it up. Some people online have made the claim that Besta Pizza, which is now closed, was owned by Andrew.
Of course it's closed. A hit dog.
Who worked with the Human Trafficking Prosecution Unit under Obama's Department of Justice. And if that was the case,
Alright, y'all. Y'all could go check this out. Go check out Chase's shit. We probably cover this, make a part 2 maybe. But I really don't like covering shit like that, bro. It's very it's just yeah, like the ick. It's just cringe, disgusting, man. It just make you off-putting. You know what I'm saying? It's very off-putting. It don't calm the soul. It don't attract nothing you want to the flame. You know what I'm saying? It regurgitates. It pushes away for real. It don't feel good covering the shit for real. But I kind of gotta cover the shit because this world is there's really evil in this world. To be totally honest with you, and sadly, those type people have power, and they also get to hide behind the shadows, and they also get no repercussion behind their actions, just because they're filthy rich. It's yeah, bro. I'm out. I'm out.